So a very big part of, you might say, true spirituality, this is contrast with religion and dogma and, all these kinds of things, beliefs. So what I teach isn't really about belief. You may believe or not believe things that I say. It's not really that important. What's important in spirituality, which is what yoga is really about, is actually experiencing for yourself the truth of what is being shared. So let's just take a moment. We're going to do a little exploration of that because this influences what happens in the class as we do the class. So if you're only interested in working out or losing weight or getting fit or getting flexible, there are other things you can do that focus on that rather than yoga. Yoga can help with all of those things, but that's not primarily what yoga's concern is. So just taking a moment to relax, and very important in spiritual teaching is the present moment and letting go of future and past orientation. And you'll find there's a lot of emphasis on this in modern spiritual teachings. And I think that's because people have become more and more time-centric over time. So I think if you look at some of the ancient teachings, they might not talk as much about present moment awareness or being here now or anything like that. And I suspect that's because they didn't have watches, they didn't have schedules like we do. Things were much, much looser. So for modern people, I think a lot of stress comes in with time. And so even right now, you might be thinking, God, we only have an hour, and here he is, he's already talked for 5 minutes. Why aren't we sweating already? Why aren't we working out already? So just notice that, how quickly the mind can go there into this sort of fear around time. There's not enough time. I need to do all these different things. So just allow yourself to notice if that's there. Some of you are coming from work, many of you are. So again, there might be this sense of, before the class and after the class, and you might find yourself still worried about things from the past, from before the class, things you were working on. You might find your mind still perseverating. Or you might find yourself going to what's happening after class, So see if you can just let go of all of that and really just come into this moment. And notice that if you do feel anxious, there's a sensation there in the body. So I just want you to be aware of that. That's how you know you're anxious. There's a feeling in the body. There may also be a thought, right? Oh my God, I have this project to do. But that's creating a feeling in the body that's unpleasant. So the body is reacting to the thought. And that combination of a thought and the reaction in the body is what we can call suffering. That if I believe a certain thought and my body reacts, that creates an unpleasant present moment, and we can call that suffering. So we're here to do yoga. So right now, those fearful thoughts about projects or work or future in the past, they're not really going to help us. They aren't going to help us do yoga, and that's what we've set aside the next hour to do. So let's see if we can take the mind and bring it to something in the present moment, which is the breath. So we're just going to notice and feel that next breath, and then feel the next exhalation, and then feel that next inhalation. Now the mind may very quickly come back in and say, no, this other thing is too important, The war in Ukraine is too important, or politics is too important, or my work is too important, or my kids are too important. But you've already set the hour aside. So when your mind does that, which it very well might do, the mind has a tendency to do that. It's hijacking your awareness because it thinks it's the most important thing. you just notice that and bring it back to your breath. Because actually your breath is way more important than any thought you have, because without your breath, you can't think for very long. So we're just bringing attention to the breath, which is the most important thing in reality. There are no wars, there's no politics, there's no drama, there's no human life without the breath. So we're just going to focus on that. Now let's begin to deepen our breathing. Inhale, belly, ribs, and upper chest. Exhale, reverse that. As many of you know, that's Dirga, 3-part yogic breathing. So again, the mind may come in, when are we going to start moving? When are we going to start sweating? I wanted to burn X number of calories. Put the future aside, and let's just come back to this breath, feeling the next breath, as though there's nothing else that we could be doing. There's nothing better we could be doing. This is it. Just feeling this breath as it comes and goes. Now, what scientific research tells us is this will help calm our nervous system, steady our nervous system, balance it. And the reason this is important is because many of us, most of us, live in a state of too much sympathetic nervous system stimulation. We're too aroused, we're in a fight or flight state all the time, and we may not even realize it. So doing this, just taking some time to focus on your breathing, this will bring you back. This will slow your nervous system down. And this is what we want before we do a class like the one we're about to attempt, okay? So now let's bring the right leg in. I'm just going to start with some simple, gentle movements. So we're moving that leg left and right. You can make circles, feeling the hip, feeling the leg, feeling the back. So I did a lot of hiking this weekend, and I'm definitely feeling it in my hips and legs. So I'm moving in a way where I'm trying to bring some relief just through the movement alone. The movement will stretch certain muscles, it will activate other muscles. Good, and then we'll begin to do a bit of a hamstring stretch here. So let's straighten out and bend that right knee a few times and see if you can feel the muscles in the back of the thigh as you do that. So I recommend at least 5 or 6 of those. And then after you've done that, you can begin keeping the legs straight and walking your hands further down the leg. So you're now sustaining the stretch here. You can also grab the big toe or the outside edge of the foot. And the left leg can stay straight on the ground, or you can just bend that knee, place it on the ground if it's a little too intense for you. Good, let's release that leg and we'll switch sides here. So now the left leg, we bring it in and we're just gonna move it to start. Again, I'm really feeling what I did this weekend in my hips. It's not a bad thing. When we use the body very often, we will feel sore, stiff, achy, you know, and this maybe not as much when we're really young, but as we age, we might notice that more. And again, that's not a bad thing. That doesn't mean you want to stop using your body, just the opposite. All right, so moving a bit, feeling your way into that hip and leg, and then again, we will do a little dynamic movement. So this is, again, we're targeting back of the thigh here. I want to feel that stretch each time I straighten out that leg. And again, I'd say at least 5 of these. You can do more if you want. After a number of repetitions, you're probably not going to feel like there's much change. And that's a great time to start to hold the stretch. And it's that way with most things. After, several repetitions of something, eventually it starts to feel like, well, there's not much more happening here. And that's a good time to hold the stretch. So now as we hold, as you all know, we breathe very slowly and deeply, and this tells the nervous system that it can relax. It doesn't need to fight the stretch that we're creating here. It can relax and allow that stretch. Good. Let's release that leg, and we'll bring both legs in now. Now, usually when you have both legs, it's more about your back and spine than anything. So you might pay attention to that. What do you feel as you move your back against the ground? Does it feel okay? Does it feel good? Does it hurt? And then when you're ready, let's rock and roll up to seated, and we'll begin a little bit of deeper stretching into the spine and torso. So let's do a few cat-cows here. Now, I can't do the yogic breathing because I'm teaching and I'm talking. So I hope you all understand that. I'm not actually doing yoga. I'm teaching yoga. There is a difference. So if I were doing yoga, I would be breathing in the right way. I'd be doing things very differently. So I want you to still be breathing the same way and coordinating that breath and your movement. And then you can also do some side to side as well as forward and back. Now, again, I'm really feeling this in my sides, the sides of my hips here. And that's from that activity I did this weekend. I did some sprinting, some hiking, push-ups and pull-ups and things like that. So I'm definitely feeling that. So like I said, the first few really created a rather quick change in the outside of my hips, but now it's more or less feeling the same. And so I've pretty much gotten what I can out of that movement, at which point I can tuck my toes, lift my hips. And now I'm doing the same thing with my ankles and my toes and my back of my legs, just giving everything a good stretch, feeling my way into those parts of my body. Again, probably around 5 to 10 times. I'm just not going to get that much more juice out of it. In which case, I can hold my down dog. Okay, from down dog, let's walk our feet toward the hands, coming into a brief ragdoll here, grabbing the opposite elbow, nodding or shaking the head. Let the hips sway. Feel the entire backside of your body. Good. With arms relaxed, we'll inhale and gradually roll up to standing. Okay, we'll do a few rounds of sun salutation here. Start with the feet touching. We inhale the arms up, touch palms, and lift the heart. Exhale to a forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale to the half lift, and exhale, top of your push-up. Let's take a deep breath there, drop those knees, exhale, come down halfway, take another breath. And with the next exhale, come the rest of the way down. As you inhale, lift up into Cobra. Exhale, lower back down, press back to tabletop, and then to downward facing dog. Let's breathe. Okay, from downward dog, we're going to inhale to our toes. Exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhale all the way to standing back bend. And then we grab the right wrist with the left hand. We exhale, hips go to the right, stretching our side. Inhale back to center and exhale to the other side. Good. Inhale back to center and exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift and exhale top of your push-up plank pose. Okay, your call, knees up or down. Take a deep breath, exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, straighten arms and legs for up dog. And then exhale, pull both feet in as you lift your hips up and back to down dog. So try and get both feet at the exact same time. Good. Hopefully you're beginning to feel warm. Let's do one more. So inhale toes. Exhale front edge of the mat. Inhale to standing back bend. Exhale half moon, stretching your side. Inhale center. Exhale half moon. Inhale center and exhale chair pose. So hopefully the relaxation and awareness practice we did at the beginning created a sense of, you could say, a sympathetic response, a calm response, a balanced response to the nervous system. So when we do something like this, which is very stimulating and tends to send us into a sympathetic response, hopefully we can use our breath and our present moment awareness to maintain a balance of the sympathetic and parasympathetic. So we don't really want to go into fight or flight here, which is a possibility. And ways you know that is you begin to hyperventilate, or you begin to breathe really quickly. You begin to tense muscles in your face and your jaw and your shoulders. So just be aware of those things. Find some challenge, but see if you can stay relaxed. This is an extremely valuable skill to learn in life in general. Okay, we'll inhale all the way up, standing back bend, exhale, forward fold. We inhale to the half lift, and then if you're able, exhale right to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale for an up dog or a cobra, and then if you're able, exhale, do a push-up on your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, hopefully you feel nice and warmed up at this point. Let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale right leg up and back. That's three-legged dog. As usual, the foot is flexed, leg is straight, toes, knee, and hip point down, right hip level with the left. Let's take a deep breath, and as we exhale, we will lunge, and then inhale up into a warrior two, and then straightening the front knee, pivot the hands, and as you exhale, just reach and lengthen and transition into Trikonasana, which is the triangle pose. Okay, so nice long side and waist, chest and belly are open, legs are straight, heels are down, gaze is up. Okay, so it should look more or less like that. And again, we want to keep that openness here and here on the side as well. Good, let's inhale back up, and we exhale, cartwheel down to the bottom of a push-up. Okay, side two, feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back, three-legged dog pose. Now this pose is a lot about awareness and control, alignment, which are valuable things to to learn, right? So if I don't have awareness, my leg might be bent. If I don't have control, my hip might be lifting really high, okay? So just keep those things in mind. Try and keep perfecting this shape. Let's take a deep breath, exhale, lunge. Inhale up to a warrior two. We're not gonna worry about the alignment in warrior two. It's just a transition today. So at the next inhale, we straighten that front knee, pivot our hands, and exhale, reach and lengthen, especially this left side. And then we can pivot the arms into the 6 o'clock position. Okay, now you can go as far down as you want, as long as you don't start to round here. Do you see how I'm rounding? So I can get my hand to the ground, see? But you see how rounded my side is? Other people, they bring their hand to the ground and their shoulder begins coming forward. So they might be able to bring their arm back, but their shoulder is down. Hopefully you can see that. So this isn't a better triangle than this is. This is a much better triangle, even though you're not as far down. So for whatever reason, many people equate how far down they go or how deep they go into a stretch with how good the pose is, and there's no such correlation, okay? So keep these things in mind that I'm talking about. They really make the posture. All right, inhale, warrior two, and exhale, cartwheel down, bottom of the push-up. Okay, so today we're taking a look at twisting and also forward bending. So let's inhale toes, we'll exhale to a seat, and we'll take a look at a pose called Vinyasa. Okay, so legs are straight. We're just going to bend that right knee, place the foot on the ground. Now I want about a hand's width space between the inside of your right foot and your left thigh. Let's flex that left foot, point the toes straight up. Okay, so we're not having the foot like yin style, just doing whatever. We're flexing it, it's pointing straight up. We'll pull this right leg in as much as we can, so you can give it a hug. And notice I'm using that to really straighten out my spine, sit really tall. Now from there, inhale, arms up, exhale, see if you can reach your foot. If you can't, you have two options. One is a strap. The other is simply just to bend your knee and grab your foot. Okay, so you can bend that knee as much as you need to. And we're coming into a forward fold here like this. Now, from here, you can take one more step, which looks like this. I reach back and then reach behind me and I clasp. That's called a bind. And again, you could use a strap or a towel or something like that, but you may be able to grab the hand without. Okay, and then once you have that, you're folding forward, bringing your forehead toward your shin. And that's called Vinyasa. Good. So inhale, we'll come back up, and exhale, relax those arms. Let's take the right leg out, bring the left foot in. Same thing here. Okay, there's space between the foot and the inside of the thigh. The spine is nice and straight to start. That foot is flexed. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Okay, some of you will stay here. But don't be afraid to try the bind. Okay, just give it the old college try, see what happens. And then if you can't bind, no problem. Just return to grabbing the foot. Okay, so inhale, we'll come back up. And exhale, release. Cross those ankles, roll forward, bottom of your push-up. Make your way to down dog. All right, from down dog, we inhale toes, exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend, woo, up and back. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of your push-up. Make your way to downward dog. Okay, so let's continue on now. Feet touch here. We inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale to a lunge. Bring both hands inside of the foot. And if you're able to, drop down to your elbows, maybe onto a block if you can't quite get to your elbows. So this is the lizard. My hips are forward and down. Okay. Again, I'm as low as I can go with my torso. And that's creating a stretch in my right hip and thigh. I actually feel it my left side as well. The left knee can be up, or you can drop the knee down. I'll really leave that up to you. This is a little more intense for me, so I'm going to keep that knee up. Now again, anytime I'm holding a stretch, what's important is my breath and my awareness. Instead of being bored and waiting for the next cue, see if you can just pay attention to that stretch. And as you breathe, see if you can sense, even very subtly, the changes in sensation as you breathe with that feeling, okay? All right, beautiful. Let's return hands to the ground. Inhale that right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, lunge. I'm going to turn for the camera, okay? We inhale up, and then exhale to our triangle, Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle, okay? And then we're going to flow this time. So we inhale back up, pivot, and then exhale, triangle on the other side. Good. Inhale back up. Now when we flow, things aren't going to be perfect, so don't worry about. Just see if you can feel the triangle pose. You know what it feels like now because we did it before, right? So you remember in your body, you have that muscle memory. See if you can find the same stretch in your body as you do this. Okay, so feeling it. And then this time, let's inhale up. We'll exhale, hands to our hips. Let's turn the toes to angle forward. And then see this left hip? I'll step that in until I can square it off to the front of the mat. So both legs are straight, both heels are down. All right, and my hands are my hips right now. Now from here, what I'd like to do is the pyramid pose. So let's inhale, arms up. Cross your right thumb over your left, join the palms. And then exhale, hinge from the hips, coming all the way down with as straight a spine as you can manage. And then once you reach the ground or blocks, you can split your hands apart. All right? And then you can bring your forehead towards your shin or knee. Keep drawing that left hip forward and that right hip back. Keep those heels down, legs straight. Should feel a stretch in the back of your right thigh here. Good. Let's inhale, bend that front knee. Look forward, exhale, bottom of the push-up. Okay, side two. So feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, lizard. Okay, so again, this lizard is kind of like this super low lunge position. And you know you've got it when you start feeling that left hip and leg stretching. So some people, they'll be up here and they'll feel it still. Okay. In fact, I feel it a bit there. I just get a deeper stretch if I drop down. All right. Let's return hands to the ground. We'll inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And then inhale up into your prep position for triangle. Exhale, take your triangle. Feel the posture in the legs and the waist. Inhale back up. And then same thing on the other side. Just flowing with the breath. Good. This time we inhale up and exhale, hands to our hips. Again, let's turn those toes to face or angle forward. Again, this back foot can be at an angle, that's fine. But now, again, can I bring that right hip forward and square it? I can almost, but I'm just going to step in a little bit. A little more stability there by doing that. Okay? Good. And then I inhale, arms up, left thumb over the right. And then I exhale into my pyramid pose. Parsvottanasana is the name of this one in Sanskrit. Again, once my hands get down, I can split them apart, put them on blocks. Good. Inhale, look forward, bend the knee. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to down dog. Okay. Inhale to your toes. Exhale to a seat. Let's continue looking at our forward folds. So baseline, you can repeat this. If this was really hard, again, this is Marichyasana A. So if you found this challenging, difficult, painful, whatever, you can repeat it and try and perfect it, try and get better at it. Okay, practice makes progress. So by repeating something, you are practicing it. Okay, you don't just leave it, oh, that sucked, and now I'm never going to do that again. Rather, you want to repeat. So feel free to do that here if that's where you are in your practice. If you want to take it one step further, and you should really only do that if you feel like this was safe and effective, you do that by bringing this leg up. And we can cradle this leg round, move it, open up that hip and leg a bit. Okay, give it a good stretch. And luckily, I mean, we've done so much here, I'm not really feeling that much, so that's a good sign. That means that the leg is pretty well warmed up. Now we'll do something called the archer. So I take my pointer finger and my middle finger and I grab the big toe like I'm taking hold of a bowstring. And then I reach down, I do the same with my thumb and two fingers to this big toe, and that's my bow, right? So I can start with my bowstring and my bow near one another. And then I pull back on the bowstring and I look forward. Okay, and that's called the archer pose. Good. Let's exhale, we release that side. And same thing on the other side. So I bring this leg in. Again, not feeling too much in this hip or leg at this point, which is a good sign. And then I can grab the big toes. I can start with the feet near one another, and then again I pull back on my bowstring, that left leg. Good. So it may not seem obvious, but this is actually strengthening the arm and the shoulder as well. So that pulling back action is something we don't have a lot of in yoga. There's not a lot of this pulling. So that's actually a really, really beneficial thing to have as part of our practice. Okay, let's exhale. We roll forward and we make our way back to the downward facing dog. From downward dog, inhale to the toes, exhale front edge of the mat. Let's inhale up to standing back bend. Exhale to a forward fold. Inhale half left and exhale bottom of the push-up, making your way to down dog. Okay, so continuing on, let's bring our feet to touch here. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And then we want to take the right leg and put it over our right shoulder. So just try your best, see what happens. Take that leg. Imagine you're like putting on a backpack. Bring the hands to the ground about shoulder width. Look up and then see if you can lift your right heel off the ground, straightening the leg as much as possible. It may or may not lift, but what you may not know is just trying to do that will create changes in your body and your brain. So again, practice isn't about succeeding, it's about trying. So just try your best. Okay. Let's inhale, right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, lunge. And then inhale up into your triangle prep. Let's add the pyramid to our flow, okay? Let's take a nice deep breath and then exhale to a triangle. Good, inhale back up. Pivot and exhale to triangle on the other side. Okay, now let's add the pyramid in. So first come to your triangle, and then we just add the pyramid by sweeping that left arm down, and then inhale, sweeping it back up. It's not a perfect pyramid, and that's not important that it is. Okay, as long as we don't hurt ourselves and we feel that stretch in the back of the thigh, that's what's really important. Okay. Let's do that again. So we exhale to our triangle and then sweep the arm down for pyramid as we fold over that front leg. Come back up and triangle and pyramid. Good. Now this time let's come up, pivot and turn. Okay. And then we exhale down to triangle. We bring that arm down to pyramid, and we can really get our legs aligned here. So you can step that back foot in, really ground those heels, get blocks if you need them. Okay. Now let's see if we can straighten out the spine on the next inhale. Exhale, plant the left hand to the ground, and then inhale the right arm up into a revolved triangle. Good. Exhale, bottom of your push-up, make your way to down dog. So there's a reason why we're doing these twists. It's helping us build up to our peak posture today, which has a little bit of twisting involved. So the other side, feet touch, we inhale left leg up and back. Exhale, lunge, and then take the left leg over the left shoulder. Look up and try lifting that left heel off the ground if you're able. Good. Let's inhale that leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale to a triangle prep. And then exhale to a triangle. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, triangle on the other side. Inhale back up. Let's add pyramid this time. Triangle, then we sweep that arm down, pyramid. Inhale back up. Good. Same thing on the other side. Triangle, and then we just add the pyramid. Good. Let's do it again. First triangle, then pyramid. Triangle, and then pyramid. Good. This time, let's do our triangle, pyramid, and then we'll stay down. Let's square off the hips. Plant those heels. Inhale, lengthen that spine. And then exhale, we plant that right hand to the ground as we inhale the left hand up into our rotated triangle pose. Good. Take a deep breath. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to the down dog. All right, great work, everybody. Let's do another forward fold here. So we inhale and exhale to a seat. I shouldn't say a forward fold. We're just building on what we did with the Marichyasana and then the archer. So again, you could repeat this for the third time and still be getting benefits. So please don't think that you've exhausted the benefits of that posture just because you've done it once or twice. You can also do this again, repeating the archer pose, right? Or you can do this for the first time. Maybe you felt like that second Marichyasana opened you up and you're ready to try the archer. If you want to go a step further, I'm going to do that with a posture called Surya Yantrasana, which is the compass pose. So let's take the left leg. We'll bend it this time. We're just going to place it like we're crossing our legs. So almost like you're sitting cross-legged, okay? But just the left leg is there. And we'll take that right leg in. Again, we can cradle it, give it a little bit of a stretch, make sure that it's nice and open. Okay, and then we'll do the same move that we've done. But we were in the lizard right before. But now we're doing it seated. So I take that leg, I put it over my shoulder. Now, this is my left hand, okay? Right foot. So I grab the outside of the right foot with the opposite hand, left hand, okay? Right hand goes to the ground to try and stabilize. And then I begin to straighten that leg as I look under my left arm. Okay, so you can see my leg's not all the way straight, but this is as straight as I can get it, and I feel the stretch here. Good. Exhale, release, and we'll do the other side. Okay, so this is called the compass pose. Again, this may be beyond your reach today, so please repeat one of the other things that we did earlier. Okay, so we're not looking to hurt ourselves here or go too far beyond our comfortable limit. Good. So again, mine's not very pretty. That's not the point. Okay? Point isn't to be pretty or to impress anyone else. I've got an intense stretch from that, some strengthening. It stressed my body in a good way. That's what I'm looking for in my practice. All right, exhale, bottom of the push-up. Let's make our way back to down dog. From down dog, we inhale to the toes. Exhale, front edge of the mat. Inhale, standing back bend. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of the push-up. Okay, we're in our home stretch, so we'll try our most challenging variations of the postures here. Let's bring feet to touch. Inhale, right leg up and back. And you can try this arm balance, Ekapada Kondyanasana. Okay? From there, we inhale the arm or the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. And then we'll inhale again to our triangle prep. Okay? From there, we exhale to our triangle. Good. Inhale back up. Pivot, triangle. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, triangle first, and then pyramid, right? We've done this last time. Same thing here. Triangle, and then pyramid. Feel the stretch. Good. Now this one can be tricky. So see if you can turn all the way. Left hand to the ground, right hand to the sky. Revolved triangle, right? Inhale back up. So that's what we did last time, right? So we'll see if we can add it in. So we exhale, revolved triangle. Good. Inhale back up. And then again, exhale, revolved triangle. From there, take a deep breath. Exhale that hand to the ground. Inhale, lift the back leg. And then exhale, point your toes as you bring your forehead towards your shin for a standing splits. Good. Inhale, look forward. And exhale, bottom of your push-up. Good. Let's try that on the other side. So feet touch. Inhale, left leg up and back. And then exhale to the arm balance if you can do it. Good. Then inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, triangle prep. Pivot. And exhale, triangle. Good. Inhale. And exhale, triangle. Good. Inhale. Let's add pyramid. So first triangle, right? And then the pyramid. Side two. First the triangle, and then the pyramid. Good. Now let's add the revolved triangle. So again, this is tricky to do in one move. Just do the best you can. Inhale back up. Pivot and turn all the way around. Revolved triangle. Use a block if you need it. Inhale all the way back up. Pivot and turn. Revolve triangle. With the next exhale, sweep that left arm down. Inhale, lift the back leg. And then exhale, point those toes as you bring your forehead toward your shin. Standing splits. Now you can see, again, my standing splits is not very impressive. That's just where my body is, okay? They'll probably never be very impressive. But again, what's important is what I'm feeling. So I'm feeling very intense stretching, I'm working, I'm sweating. All those things are benefiting me. Doesn't matter if anyone looks at me and is impressed, okay? Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up. Excellent. So let's take a look at our peak posture today. So we inhale to the toes, exhale to a seat, and let's take a look at Ashtavakrasana. So pretty much everything we've done has been preparing us for this, and we begin very much in the same way. So let's take the right leg. I'll mirror you here, okay? So we take the right leg, and take the left leg, just bend it like we did earlier. So it's like we're going into compass pose, okay? So we take this leg again. But here's the good news. I don't need to straighten that leg out for this, okay? Now again, this might be as far as you get, and that's fine. To take it a step further, bring the left leg over the right. Now watch my feet. I'm going to flex them and lock them together. If my feet are pointed, there's a tendency for this leg to just slide off. So I'm going to lock them there. Now my hands are about shoulder width, maybe a little wider, okay? And then the first thing I want to do, and you can put your hands on blocks if you need to. First thing I want to see is, can I lift my tush up? So hopefully you can see, it's just an inch or two, but I'm able to lift it up. Now again, for some people that might be it, and that's perfectly fine, okay? So that's a great way to strengthen and get used to arm balancing. If you're ready to go a step further, you lift your tush and then begin to straighten your legs out, and you sort of pinch your right arm with the legs and you straighten them out. And you tilt your body so the torso is more or less parallel with the ground. Okay, and that's called the 8-angle pose, Ashtavakrasana. It is asymmetrical, so you will have to do it, or at least try it on both sides. Same process, okay? Take your time. There's no rush here. This is our peak. Again, we've done a lot of stuff to prepare the body to do this. If you can't do it today, it doesn't reflect on how good a job you've done. It just may be your body isn't really ready for this. Arm balances often require strength, flexibility, and a good vestibular system. And so if any of those are lacking, we will likely find this difficult or impossible. It's not a reflection of how good we are as people or anything like that, okay? So don't wrap up your self-worth in your yoga practice. Okay, so when you're finished with that, let's unwind onto our back. Close the eyes. Let's take a nice deep breath in. Exhale with a sigh. Then let's bring the legs in. Move a little bit. Shake them out. And then extending the arms to the sides, we'll take both knees to the left as we look to the right. Let your breathing be natural. Close your eyes and let gravity take over. Good. We inhale knees back through center, and we'll exhale them off to the other side. Good. Let's inhale back to center. And we'll grab the soles of the feet for happy baby. So as usual, just some free movement here. Feeling the back, the legs, the hips. What sorts of movements encourage openness, relaxation, release of tension? Those are the movements you want to focus on. Good. Take your time, but when you're finished, you can unwind onto your mat for Shavasana. Heels apart, palms up, head centered, chin tucked in slightly, eyes closed.